that embarrassed DRX and set us all thinking that another classic DRX choke was incoming. Well, they vanquished those demons. Top 3 at Champs, top 4 guaranteed here at Lock-In 2. But the journey from title contender to trophy lifter can be an arduous one. And they're here to fight for revenge and redemption.
And Loud, an opportunity for them to get one step closer to potentially claiming that back-to-back trophy, something that nobody has ever done in VCT history. And this fast approach, you're seeing it. Buzz up top, the dash play, an updraft, and he's shut down. Sadak was aware of it.
No flash from RB there to try and help him taking that duel up top. It's a fairly common position that Sadak's played before in the past. Remember him dueling Navera from that spot. See how the battle goes on the flank though.
Incredibly fast flank. And Zest is going to have his work cut out for him right now, being swamped and swarmed. There's 4 players now waiting to match him. Flash, that's a connection. Wall's going to be doing a decent amount of chip damage there, decaying down, making it ever so slightly easier still. Holding it down, and Zest is dealt with. All down to RB and Mako. The reposition is there, but it's not planted for them, and they still have to deal with Sadak from the high ground. Walls on walls, obfuscating this one. And a tap onto the spike, running forwards. Reloading the clip, time starting to run low. 2 years with the defuse, and Loud clean it up.
Good on pistols. Oh, though, we truly do have the creme de la creme. Ruined them in the game against Cloud9 and led to a massive failure on Pearl. It's one thing being able to just pick the comp, it's another thing entirely to match up against the team that started playing it here on Pearl. And Loud strike early with another first death onto Buzz. Not one that he could have particularly avoided though.
Not quite, still being beamed down, and this is a Loud squad that throughout their run at Lock-In in that alpha bracket, they've been quite fiery, passionate plays, sometimes a bit of overheating, I won't lie. Possibly the crowd playing a part in that. Gets the excitement going, gets the blood pumping, but with this week to prepare for this on either side, we'll see if Loud can temper some of that fiery passion. RB.
Surely he doesn't get a chance at this one. Nope. Cowan's ready for it, and building up towards the Seekers too in the last 10 days.
There's going to be a lot of importance placed on this one. Loud obviously with the bonus round, so the weaponry is a bit weaker. Flash play through the wall, trying to take the fight, but Zest holding it down. Will not be able to claim the second though. Great instant response, and it's going to hand the rifle over to the hands of one of the Loud players.
And an immediate pivot here, called from Stax, taking the rest of his team through to B long. And here's where pressure starts to be applied to Sadak. What's his choice? With Cowan falling, those Seekers that I mentioned in the prior round are nowhere near. Off the table entirely.
Sadak's looking worried about mid, actually. He could have been compromised in the moment. Still, Cove's going to go down. Should offer that safe plan for Stax. And you can see there was a nanoswarm that was laid down earlier. Just trying to predict where the plant location might be to push them back, but waiting to see if DRX can hold on now.
These post plants were ruinous for DRX. It's a 4v4 with better weaponry, but look how far back some of their players are always positioned. Stax and Mako cannot help these guys on site.
So far back, and now that that wall goes up, it's going to make it ever so slightly more difficult. Buzz claims the one in instant trade. Players are weak though. RB still active, still around, and he's going to be that final layer to this fight right now. And what timing can he take? No one clearing horse through. Anybody going to be watching this smoke snake bite though buys them a bit of time. 2 years taken out. As the time chips down, it's a deafening gloom enters the arena, the crowd. No more noise going to be made. Free to wall it off, I think.
So as Loud go into their B post plants, their B retakes, they're going to have to put a bit more attention and not just assume everyone's playing for those spam angles.
The Cascade pushing back that one angle. There was a flash as well prior. Buys them that kind of space that they were looking for there, and an alarm bot, so really just making sure they layer down that utility, making it quite difficult.
Stax gets his ult online here, and this is a good one for pushing B. Honestly, it's pretty good for both sides. But it seems to me like they're going to be running into Aspas here.
Aspas could be the difference maker, operator in his hands. Give him that sight line, give him a chance, and he'll make the most of it.
With this new setup and new composition, the Viper Orb can get bloomed at any time from Mako. And it's going to stop Aspas from having an idea. Cascade to follow as well. He
Still has
takes
the
an
dash.
early peek, an aggressive one.
Yep, activates the dash. The Reckoning, though, that is definitely going to be forcing him. Can't really sit and wait, and well, they'll just wade right into him. An easy one handed to Aspas, an opening. It's going to be good for Loud. We'll see how they play this retake, though, now. Once more, post-plan positions, the back of halls. Going to be held by DRX. A bit of raw spam there from the Phantoms. Reload, top up the clips once more. Still a couple of bullets left waiting for them. Snakebite, though, that's the supplemented. Being squeezed, and the timing just not good. Sadak, there was nothing else to follow that up. Cove dropped down, bursted down. A swing from Les as he hears the reload, but can't claim the kill.
What is that from Stax? He's mid-reload there getting pushed and still comes out on top. These DRX players that are in passive positions, Mako, for example, in this round, they're not even being required so strongly.
It could be that the gravity of the situation. The arena in uproar, of course. Speaking to Frod about it, he said, you know, listen, we got some young guys on this team. Sometimes that kind of passion, it bleeds into moments like that where they just have a little bit of a misstep. They don't play like they have been in practice.
People don't mention it very often, but the crowd absolutely can be a double-edged sword. Bait you into being greedy and going for one more, perhaps, or... Of course, the sound itself, isolating and confusing footstep noises, etc. It's not always just straight up a home field advantage. So now the Trailblazer getting used to try and force these players out. Puts a little bit, a modicum of pressure upon RB.
Yeah, just 1-for-1, flash over the top. Oh my goodness, the movement. And there's no punish in sight. Maybe with a rifle in a couple of the hands of them, but RB still locking down the angle, still good for it. And still one more match before that, and you might be getting ahead of ourselves as this is the beginning of the series. A flash play, doesn't get too much info actually, doesn't spot a thing, and ducking down, that's Mako. But backing away, this Viper Orb does a lot to try and fake that they could be crossing, but with Aspas this pushed up, even taking a peek, doesn't have the dash active. This is such a risky play, could be anyone meeting him.
It's good info. The flash from Cowanzine, and Seeker's popped from such a safe position from RB.
They're really quite far back there. Looking for some sort of indication that they could be pushed deep, and Aspas, well, he has to respect that. He does back away from the angle, and this is the time to strike now for DRX. Here comes the utility, Reckoning up close. Dash has to be used to disengage from Aspas. Still, the second layer of util is there. Snakebite, flash, and pushing forwards. Ball's going to be gained. And now there's their counterplay. Seekers and their own Reckoning. Pound for pound, the ultimates are used, and they have just been collapsed upon. Lessons of going down to his own Snakebite. Lockdown going to be used close. Someone has to break this. No one's on the spike. It's getting a bit panicky. Loud. Where are the protocols? Where is the plague being made?
2 detained, leaves it down to a 2v2 here, and suddenly DRX might have saved themselves.
It's looking dangerous. Time running low. Hard to tell when the crowd is cheering and chanting. It's a maelstrom of emotion right now, up top, up close and personal, but eventually...
Actually found those picks beforehand, and they're going aggressive again.
Yeah, there was a flash around the corner, but it was a slightly delayed with it. Fantastic opening for Aspas, going to be waiting back, doesn't even have to activate his dash. Of course, that's going to be fading away in good time.
And he's certainly getting the better end of Buzz here. While it looks like team nerves from Loud, Buzz is the one that's out of sync with the rest of his team on DRX. Going down as the first pick actually in the prior round in the post plant was the thing that opened things up for Loud. But now 4 players stacked towards the B side, leaving Sadak alone. The 4-1 defense frequently leaves the team captain and IGL isolated on an island for this Brazilian squad.
This is really quite perplexing, isn't it? A lot of space being given to DRX in mid. That knowledge has to be known. And here comes the fight being taken. 2 years and Stax face to face. It's Stax that wins it.
What a kill.
Trailblazer on the back now. The pressure and player is known onto Sadak. Skipping a hop there just to escape into Flowers. And he is moved away still. Nana Swamp. Pushed them back. Makoto catching and containing Les, who was looking for a cheeky play of his own.
Fantastic slow round here from DRX. Cowan seemed to respond though, and that puts things down into a 3v3.
And they're being met for it.
Stax had no idea that Aspas was on the flank.
Yep.
But Aspas is alone.
Only the knives to work with. There's going to be that cascade in his face. Where's the rest of the team? Sadak moves his way across. Great flash timing off that one from the alarm bot. And Nanoswarm's buying the time. The tap of it forces the fight, forces a peek. RB goes down, but it is still running low. And now finally they're getting on top of it. Half on the defuse, all down to Stacks. Smoked off right around the corner. And the bullets just do not land.
And Les does the vast majority of the trading for Loud on this map.
I have to think that might be a difference maker as we see the round getting played out.
Look at Stacks again here. He's one away from his third Reckoning.
Just funneling those ult orbs into him. The plants, making sure that they can build and prioritize that ultimate.
And I think also Stacks could start using these in the post plant to stop the retake happening, because Loud are giving them a lot of space around the map there in 7, and even in prior rounds too. They were getting onto site fairly easily.
The time to strike is nigh. Lesso has to try and stop this now. Updraft, straight across. Buzz. They know he's into the side. He's cut this one up for them, but isolated. The Nanoswarms at their feet. Another snake bite placed down. But Stacks with full disrespect barrels his way through onto the site.
Post-plant Viper's Pit, going to be difficult to deal with. Kamanzine does not have his Trailblazer. No informational abilities whatsoever. They've just got to walk inside.
It has to be a miracle, and a miracle might just be it. Mako on the corner. Kill claim at 30 health remaining, and now the ults are flying through. Stacks lets loose of the Reckoning, and positioning is known. No one can stand still. No one can remain seated, but
to be on the giving end of that, not the receiving end. Yeah. Definitely a player that needs to adjust his tempo based on the opponent.
Dog gonna be used now, pushing through. Getting a bit of space there into Art. Making sure that nobody was ever so slightly close, but the defensive setup of Loud, they've got Aspas holding that one deep angle on the A main choke with the operator, so that's gonna be giving them constant peace of mind.
This round is everything for DRX. One away from getting eco'd and sinking to a terrible first half after what they'd accomplished early on.
So Loud, I mean, they pump a little bit of the util there into Art, but they don't break that alarm bot. They don't do the job really fully there. And it's allowed Les the peace of mind once more to rotate over here to help them out. Yeah, reinforcements.
Peace of mind is absolutely the correct term to use. Loud can commit so many players to B. A preemptive Viper's Pit as well off a tiny amount of utility, but the time is ticking, and DRX have got to go in.
Yep, they know that this is being committed now. Dash through, off to the side. It could just be that spam. Cove down, exchange of fire, back and forth, but the spike on the floor. With 24 seconds left, this is looking like a bit of a disaster. Les is going to be the target that needs to go down, but the Seekers from Kawazine earned. Going to be expended, well used now, 13 seconds left. Zest catching Aspas. Time running so damn low. And the gravity of the situation really just laying itself down. I don't believe this time the spike was picked up. And there is not. Still, yeah, that's it.
It's not an eco round, actually. They still managed to pull a buyout with knives and scraps and odd ends.
Yeah, really just clutching. Bottom of the barrel in terms of the purchase that they're able to make here, but we are rapidly approaching the end of this first half. And it's a lockdown to use. Push them back away from the site. Loud is going to be alerting them now that they know that this is going to be aiming towards that B hit once more. Seekers cleaving their way through the site. No one going to be waiting for this one. But it's going to be that 5v5, and a lockdown is now going to be used on the opposing side. This is going to give so much space. Trailblazer instantly destroyed. RB, sole player left into the corner. Slight little cubby to play inside of, but he's alone. Needs to try and survive, needs to get more done, but just one kill will be it. The rest of the team playing those post plans. Operator angle, Cove laid down at his feet, and it gives Tuyas the ability to start sticking this now. Where's the spam? Where's the answer? It's util, but half on the board already. And the pressure is on, the pressure is mounting the spam. Anything could happen. It's down to just less. He wins it out, time ticking away. Will he have enough? It's down to milliseconds, surely. Surely he will do it.
Buzz 2 and 9, having an absolute nightmare here on Pearl.
Difficult to ask of him. The attack side Jet players usually struggling to get that kind of impact. You need to be set up well for it, and if there's even the slightest amount that's out of sync, it can cause what we're seeing right now. Trailblazer does connect though. That's less stunned up, has to back away actually, but still not clearing the alarm bot.
The alarm bot is not going down. Zest was previously playing Sova on this map, and it was his job to deal with the utility. It feels like with this compositional adjustment, it's now nobody's responsibility. There is no one stepping up and wondering about where the Killjoy utility might be played. This is round 11, and DRX still don't have the read. Buzz has to face check it in order to get rid of the thing.
So it is removed with 50 seconds remaining. Weaker firepower on the side of DRX, but maybe they can make the most of this one. Flash around the corner, high ground angle, turret. It watches it. Starting to see them take that space still. Les will anchor it. Lovely kill to find one after another. And just not enough time to really make any sort of plays here. Up to Stax and Zest, seeing what they can do. Being swarmed and approached from every position. Housing from R, the spam down angle is common enough. Tap of the spike, but a double fail. DRX hoping that they can scrape together around. A battle to be taking place here. Looks like all 5 members of DRX wading right into this one. Knives in the hand of Aspas. Dash going to be engaged. Raw spam flash. Trying to push through. The right click. No one's cleaning up Aspas. And they all fall down. 9-3. Devastating, but it is loud in that driving seat. You are. It doesn't matter how many global events you've been to, nothing can quite prepare you for this.
And the newer players on Loud are still putting on excellent performances too. You saw the results there for both of these teams on Pearl. DRX had one map on Pearl where they looked immaculate and one where they got stomped by Cloud9. Loud being a little more stable, only lost in OT. Could DRX possibly bring this to OT though? It would require the pistol, I think, and much more besides.
Yeah. Many rounds after the fact. Let's see though. Goal of this round going to be that A split, pushing forward. Zest got his attention. Just taken away for but a moment. A bit of frenzy spam exchange. Staxter will stay alive still. Eventually falling. Aspas just claiming so many kills, so much damage done. Top flash play. Bit of false information. Mako still claims one. Now the answer though. An instant swing, and my goodness. 3 in a round for him. And Mako, we've seen this guy pull off magic before, but this might be a little bit too much. It's been Aspas who's the one who has to really step up. It's been said in a couple of the interviews as well, you know. When Loud went on that dominant run, when they won the championship title last year, like you said, Josh, he was a bit green to it. Obviously many belts, many titles under his belt, or at least the competition. But he's had to really step up for his team.
Yeah, and listening to Sadak as well after they completed the alpha bracket, he said that he gave big credit to Aspas, and he said Aspas is talking a lot during the games. He's giving him a lot of ideas for what to do in terms of the calling. So he's not just there fragging. He's offering a lot more to this Loud squad and stepping up now that he is one of the veteran presences.
Next evolution of this young player.
Just showcasing that he's got it all.
Hot flash play, but yeah, Loud ready and waiting. A couple of them playing anti, making sure that they weren't falling.
Of lock-in, they get a spot for their team at Masters Tokyo. Sorry, a spot for their region at Masters Tokyo. They're fighting for the Pacific.
For the region as a whole. Lovely util laid down early here by DRX, but again, just maneuvering away around it, and it's a pincer into the connector. And the defense once more crumbles. Bit by bit, the supporting elements are just being taken out. DRX, they cannot withstand it. Aspas still alive, 5 bullets. And backup is there. Down to Buzz and Zest. Smokes off one of the angles, but the crossfire is too potent.
It's got to start going the other way for DRX to have a chance in this. Aspas with a double updraft, but nobody giving him a look.
The final boss made manifest. Let's see what he does with this. Dash enabled, knives ever so slightly missing. There was a flash delayed. And there are trades online, still 3 on 3. And all the pressure, the gravity of it all on the shoulders of DRX. Lovely utility to clean this one out. It's down to less. Here's that 1v3. So much to do, yet already he's made it one step easier. Kill found, jump peek. Knows nobody's on it. Waiting for the push, but a double swing was gonna be there. When you think about what's stacked against them here, it really does feel insurmountable.
But we know that DRX are not the team anymore to crumble, to fold under the pressure. We've seen it now a couple of times over 2 different tournaments when the pressure's on and they still have what it takes to come back. Maybe not in the map, but in the series overall. That's more where I'm thinking.
A bit more long-term.
Definitely. I think another thing that we're just seeing demonstrated here is that the Americas region is clearly the best on Pearl. We haven't seen an Americas team lose on Pearl, except for when NRG beat Loud, and that's 2 Americas teams fighting against each other. Something about this Americas region, they've just got the read here. Doesn't matter what comp is being played, they get this map.
Seekers parting ways on either side now. Trying to lay claim to this side. A dash forwards, it's down to Buzz! Reset and backs away. Dash still in his hands now, he's got another one online, but Aspas has claimed some space. It is just down to him, but he will be shut down.
Next. These are all important things, big ults to rely on too. If you're gonna go through this long, arduous journey of getting us back to OT, you've got to be so disciplined with how you use those resources.
It could all go wrong in just a moment. Mako, dogs in his face, stunned up. It's Sadak who's taking point. He's got the stinger. No worries whatsoever, and a squeeze into the connector.
This could be it.
RB is next, one after another, all down to Buzz, and with just the operator. Good luck, son. Would have to be the play of your career. Dash active, but the players are rapidly approaching his position. And they all tumble. 13-5, Loud claim map number 1.
Having access to the Hunter's Fury should open up RB's ultimates a little too. So there are positives here to pull from. And like the Des was mentioning, it was DRX that have been playing this comp a lot. Whereas it's the first time we've seen Loud's Icebox.
An unknown quantity. Playing a part now as we get deeper into this best of 5. Moving forwards though, Loud not going to be dissuaded just yet. Wall's going to be used, but they're going to be claiming space and planting up top. Anything to try and disrupt this one doesn't look likely.
It's a different harbor wall compared to what we're going to see from DRX on their attack side. Unless, oh, he gets away with it there. Yeah, facing into 2 players, but not punished.
Very good information, even just manages to strike a little bit of a blow there, and damage done. Exchange of the bullets, the weaponry, even a snake bite up close, Sadak. Oh my goodness. Comes down to that 1v1, but he will eventually fall. Now, how does the play get made? Skipping a hop, Zest almost granted an opportunity to claim a kill. It's a deep push into screens though, and Loud doubled up. Taking scalps, taking names.
And they top sight and go and fight super heavy behind you. But Loud decided to push forwards. Really nice reaction from Sadak with the call.
A 5-stack gamble play. Stacks, he did claim the orb, that was his goal. Pays for it with his life though.
He was going for those orbs all the time on Pearl. They constantly had reckonings online. And this is one of the first times where Loud's aggression has actually challenged and punished him. The spike is alone on Sadak here. Okay, the Loud guys are starting to come back.
Oh my.
But that's it dropped. There was a moment of danger, but I don't think DRX is going to be able to capitalize.
Still swinging wide. These classics are actually making quite short work of things. Still, Mako ended up taking a decent chunk of health away when he was trying to contest and fight that one. Now a close angle. Flash, the right click over the top. How does he duck and weave and dodge this one? The answer is he doesn't. But it has got particularly dangerous, and RB now.
He's the leading clutcher of the tournament, but Les is watching for it.
Timing.
Oh, he turns away.
Turns away. And now will there be a double face? Not quite still. Significant damage going to be...
NRG. Yeah, it's actually still a pretty decent bonus round for Loud. They're going to be able to invest fairly heavily into this. And they're trying to apply pressure over towards B. So using the Cascade, and I think this makes a lot of sense. With that Cascade online, I don't think you need the Sova drone as much. Kawanzin can rely on the Sky, which he's been playing at this tournament alongside Breach. We haven't seen any Sova from him.
It does relieve that necessity of having the drone, like we were discussing, you know, to push players, oppers off that angle when they are just walled off like that. Now, there was an early approach here. You can see Aspas giving up a bit of that space. There was a deep flash now, but look, the reason why, B main control, slowly, steadily gained.
Interesting turret, isn't it? Gets posted while the high tide is up. And after this wall drops, it kind of controls the area, or at least gives you good information if people are going to swing through the wall as to where they're coming from.
Oh, and they're moving up deep into position. Flash push forwards, Reckoning as well. Positioning known, and guess what? Laying claim to this one, less from the sidelines. Just creating moment after moment for his team. 4 players left up for Loud, and they do not feel like they're dissuaded, despite the fact that they had the weaker weapons. Still, there is that answer. Zest, good kill to find. Left down to that 3v3 now.
And this looks dangerous and very well planned out by Loud. Can the post plant hold on? It's not planted in a great spot.
Dash forwards though, cuts up the angle, and that's Sadak out in the open. 2 years, Sheriff shot does find itself. Kawazin, he's got the rifle, but it's not quite planted for him. The angle, half on a defuse. Zest sticky, but it does not matter.
And he falls again in a duel that you would normally expect him to win.
Updraft up top, that's to try and punish this. Aware that they're trying to grab these orbs.
And Buzz gets it. That's the Blade Storm. Can he be the difference maker?
It's all going to be broken. Sadak is aware of this, knows that there's a few players close, and space being gained. Buzz only to one before an instant answer back, but this crossfire, despite the weaker guns, despite the pistols, it is DRX who are making the most of this one now. What is the call? Aspas, kill claim, dashes back. The space still going to be vacuumed up.
And maybe that means Tuiz doesn't quite get as active in the round as somebody like Pankara or Mako, but it doesn't really make too much difference. So here we see it again, the Cascade to take B long control. Buzz, his confidence certainly hasn't waned after Pearl.
And still, Seeker spots the target, Sadak moves forwards, where's the kill? Dash up top, kill still found right as he's evacuating. And he needed to be the difference maker, just cannot land that second shot.
He'll have another chance though.
Unrelenting is what it feels like when you're on the opposing side of this one. Loud, not willing to give anything up, and the spike was planted in the middle of all of that. Les now with the pit.
It's a
Drops
great
that
pit.
one down, yeah. This is gonna really start to put that time pressure on DRX. What can they do with this? Off angle is magical. Not a player aware of it. 2v3, Buzz, what can you find? Zest in the pit. Gets the first obstacle down, but the angle's watched for. And it's just too much to do, isn't it? Tap of the spike, doubled up, decaying all the way down. 1 kill from the Tracers, but time far too low to make the most of it. And Josh, this map.
That they look incredibly scary there. If Loud can't get punished on a map they haven't even had to show so far, where can DRX even win?
Where is the limit? That's the big question.
And I think at the moment, Buzz is actually doing a fairly good job of applying some pressure, but the whole of DRX's defense is getting steamrolled by the pace that Loud are playing at. Here again, less up through tube. looking to get aggressive. Now last time RB was the one that died early and opened the gap as the turret went down. This time Les bullies his way through and pulls RB back towards him for another cheap kill.
And he won't be dealt with. Pop flash play, Mako just so unaware.
I love this from Loud. And to think that they haven't even had to show Icebox so far in this tournament. And it looks this drilled. They're getting all of the benefits of the KO in terms of the flash through their wall. But they also have the reconnaissance of the dog too.
Rifle upgrade. But so much to do for Buzz. And Aspas, short work, isn't it? Determined to get one step closer.
So here's that interaction we were talking about. Buzz with his operator comes forward, and with the cascade, he's not quite sure where everybody is, but that is a perfect way to open the round. A first kill for Buzz.
Aspas though, he's unrelenting, man. There's no time wasted. Skipping a hop, jumps up to the box, and he just rips away the opening that Buzz earned for his team. And Sadak, of course, there's no Reckoning going to be used. Ultimate popped off. That's a bit of a spam kill that was found somewhere. Still, Sadhak moves forwards, and they know where Zest's positioning is. The indicators are around still. RB's been doing the most, but Util in his hands, caught unaware. And 7-0 is such a commanding lead.
For every time there's a gun round, and DRX are left reeling. They can't even use the lessons of the prior losses.
To try and claw their way back into it. Orbs available, prioritized onto 2 years. Try and build up that reckoning. Now a dog clears the one side of it. Interesting cascade, but it is that weaker buy for DRX.
And Aspas just trying to get as aggressive as humanly possible.
And look at how deep they're pushing. I mean, the wall just gives them all the space into the back of Snowman.
New strat again.
Yep.
A new flavor to it, and DRX with poor weaponry this time.
It's constantly DRX who have to react to it.
And I love the flexibility that adding the harbor to this comp gives them.
High tide round the side. Sheriff in the hands of Mako. Makes the most of that one. Seekers, though, popped off. Pointing out a positioning precisely known. And it's less with 3, wants the 4th. Will he get it? The answer is yes.
And I mean, just look at the players, look at the coach. They're out of ideas.
Speechless. Best case scenario is going to be 4 rounds for DRX, but with the current momentum, the pace of which this game is being played, it just looks so unlikely. And look at that. All those orbs that were being prioritized to 2 years once more grants them all the space in the world to get a free plant, and Les has been this consistent thorn in their sides.
That's nice, well done. Drone coming down mid from Zest. Looks back up tube and sets up for that kill, but they've taken Snowman control again.
Dobbed up crossfire. Mako's good to claim 1, but it's an immediate trade. Lockdown for a lockdown now. This is where things get scrappy. Moving across, it's Aspas! Still gonna deal with him. Buzz does step up to the challenge. Lockdown going to be catching, and Sadak, well, out in the open. Buzz going to be able to stick this one without a care in the world, and there will be no silly business, no knives to be found, but eventually it is DRX able to claim that first round.
Looking disappointed that this wasn't a 12-0 half.
Yep, things you not be used to, honestly, but listen, when in Brazil.
A push down the tube here from Stax, following his cascade and a recon dart. Looking maybe to add a different flavor to this as Buzz finds another first kill. Things starting to go the way here of the Korean team.
But are the adaptations going to be enough? They've been left reeling is what it feels like. Still, flick of the wrist up top. That's the angle to try and watch for. Aspas really being pushed onto the common angle now. Top of the box, Mako. Vandal in his hand, doesn't want to spray. Snake bite at the floor though. Should keep him safe for but a moment. Now, though, it's going to get difficult as the smokes start to fade away and dissipate. Kawazine, Flash was waiting. No play off of it, but that's just spam. Aspas catching it. Zest is low. Stax does trade. But this is very quickly getting out of hands right now for DRX. One of the sole opportunities for them. But Stax, the wiggle with the movement. He makes himself an elusive target.
So well played by Stax. The trade, the anchoring.
Wow.
And shuts things down with a 4K. A major round for team captain and IGL.
Pouring out of their pockets. Being able to get buy after buy despite losing the back 2 rounds. There was an opportunity there. Buzz, I believe he spotted a body. Moves away. This is an angle that he has been playing, but Sadak, okay. A bit brave from him. Not expecting that angle to be watched for. Dog round the side. That's time to the cascade, so it can't be broken as easily. Clears away the 1 box. Tap of the plant.
Close.
Stray shot.
And it looks like Stax might want to challenge over at Snowman too.
This fight is about to be taking place at the back of Snowman. Feels like it's going to be important. Stax out in the open. RB does collapse from the side, but Kawazin felt like he was fully moving. Still claims the kill, and it's got the pit online. Danger time. Retaking with the operator, but how do you do it? Zest clears one of the obstacles out.
You could try pushing a Hunter's Fury in here and seeing if Buzz can follow it, but he's only 1 player.
Doesn't have the dash. Shock dart.
Seems better to just group up.
Tap onto the spike, forces the snake bite. 2 years moving forwards, and it's a flick of the wrist. Locks on. Down to Buzz, no time left. Decay gonna be building back up here. Half on the defuse, percentage play gets off of it. Re-smokes all the way. You gotta be joking. So calm in the moment, and Buzz, he silences the...
The economy's still not challenged for Loud, of course, after 8 1 rounds in a row. But the adjustment has come, and so much of it has been based off Buzz.
Holding this corner. Is anybody going to be there to try and break this Trailblazer that's being used over and over again? Shot out of the sky.
But the supporting high tide allows Buzz to get back up on the angle because he knows that they are going to struggle to get through there without that piece of utility. And like I said, the adjustments, they really are coming. It just takes it just takes DRX, my apologies, just a bit too long.
We'll see a pivot now from Loud. They've got a good ultimate to try and cleave their way into this site. The Seeker's online. Kawazin wants to lead it over Flash, is what it seems like. Now the Reckoning. Right into the back. Sadak not scared of taking this space. Even the fight as well wants to be the point of contact. Nanoswarm laid down on his feet, and DRX, no attempt from them to try and refight this one. They had plenty of ults to do so. There's the Reckoning, used up close. Aspas forced to move. Hunter's Fury as well, spots them out. 1 tag on the Sadak. Will there be anything else? Kill found still. Loud, still alive. Aspas trying to take the fight to them.
What a great reset from Mako.
And yes, a reset. Viper's pit down, but brought down out of it. Reflanked by Yes, unless just finalizes it. 9-3, familiar sights. First half done, let's send it down to the desk to find out more. Different beast entirely.
It really is. This pistol, so important.
Aspas is disrespecting it.
That's
Look
insane.
at this, contacting through. Oh my goodness, ships in the night, and Aspas claims the kill. He heard the updraft, he knew the positioning was there.
There's so much confidence. It's outrageous confidence from Aspas, disrespecting every part of what DRX are doing. And now things are forced to go quiet as DRX reassess. Which areas of the map do they really control here? Practically nothing. RB is making a prod into A with his turret. It's unlikely anyone's pushed up because they've already seen Aspas. He's the most aggressive player on Loud.
Have to clear it though, look at that. Drone being used from a very far back position. We'll get that tag on Aspas, so space gained. Aspas looks like he wants to have another go at it.
This would be
behind this wall, there's a tard that doesn't even clear him.
This would be absurd. But the real play is happening in Tube and under Orange right now.
Yep, split play. So important, less. Spots it out in that Viper head-to-head. That's Arbido from below. Flash play.
He's back in.
That's in main. Oh my word. And containment. It's the name of the game. Aspas. Absolute gremlin just lurking around B main. And Mako too much.
Suddenly you're going to have to deal with them. And if you can't win those fights, if you can't preempt them and shut them down, Aspas is going to have 20 kills in 13 rounds.
20-8 for Aspas. I mean, a commanding scoreline, a commanding KD.
And I feel bad for Buzz because he's been playing all right this map, but he just can't hold on. He can't keep up. No one can.
Different high tide now. Separates a lot of the side, gives a bit of space to the defenders here, but I think the goal is to try and get that plant down. Util, though, stops that. Stacks!
Wow.
Oh, he tries to go at the rope, but Sadak was spamming it.
That's so good.
Hopes and dreams resting on these shoulders. Trying to hit these shots with the pistols, but Loud far too good. Never a missed opportunity. Never any signs of weakness so far in this series.
How those players must be feeling. The fire they had coming into the game getting quashed.
Yeah. Loud in firm control. Drone to push them back, clears off that angle. But it is that high-low setup. It looks like at least Loud ready to take a fight if necessary. They have their weaker guns, weaker weapons. Still, Dart's going to be cleaned up, and they do respect that util. Must-win round for DRX. It's a little bit shaky. Spray downs there, shots being fired, and Zest is really just being caught out in the open, down to 48 health now. Spike will go down, though, in that 4v4, but the way Loud have been playing, anything could happen. They don't have rifles, but we'll see. Moving forwards now, waiting for the next wave of that utility.
These passive post plants really hurt DRX on Pearl.
Mako needs to spot this. A wide swing, Aspas, how do you win that? Way all the way through, good movement from Sadak. Still, he will get his head ripped straight off. Now Aspas, 18 health. And a dream. Not much more offered to him.
In Korea,
they can't even hear you.
These fans are making it personal. But DRX, this has to be around for them. They need to punish Loud and send them into an eco. DRX are going to have big ults online. If Stax gets the orb or the plant, they can use that Reckoning to make it so much more difficult for Loud to retake.
So leading the charge, less common angle to spam. It pushes Stax down onto the ground.
So much damage. That's through the cove as well.
And so, a suboptimal plant location for DRX to play this post plant. Buzz, Clawbass pushes them back. Will he survive? Yes. That's going to be a Reckoning. Good timing on that one. It's a refight taken. Dart not being found. And they clean it up. Rifle spam, crossfire setup. Mako still alive, still kicking in the fight, 45 health. Dodging, weaving, ducking. Comes down to this. And it comes down to 2 years. But even he can't quite manage those expectations.
It rips apart the retake, and DRX are using utility at the same time, like that recon you saw coming through.
Diligent play. Sort of the util combo there. They know that it's going to be Loud going for those ult orbs, just like DRX were when they were on their defensive side. But how do they get through this one? They've made it well known. The push coming through. Buzz. Receiving a friendly shock dart is what it feels like. Up top. Oh my goodness. Narrowly spots that one. Still a retake to be taken. Pushing all the way in and Stacks. He just doesn't even know what's happening. Into the cove. Got to be a recovery now for DRX, but this is looking so damn bad. Handed over the rifle. Sadak taps the spike. Right now baiting out of position. Moving forwards. The flash is good. Zest does claim it. Receiving his eyesight back into it. No more tap onto it. Sadak again trying to bait the swing, but RB shuts that one down. Unless he's got the energy up. Wall going up. Sticks in half. There's no way you can't get away with this. Dart pushes him back, but he's already done enough, surely. In between the legs, positioning known. Less hunting for the kill, but gives up on the round. Or does he?
No, he doesn't quite have this one. It's a to create space for the rest of Loud to stick.
Yeah.
DRX are going to have their work cut out for them when Loud have rifles.
Which is right about now. Aspas, close angle, wider swing actually, damage is good. Drop down to 30 health.
Big punish.
Gotta respect that now, pushing all the way through. DRX have a timing, they have an opening. They don't want to let this one slip. That's gonna be util used to clear that path and get that plant down in the close corner.
And look how Stack saves the high tide for the post plant. That means that Loud have so much more space to go for an instant retake.
Hunter's Fury, just using his close. Still, how does Buzz fall there? Lockdown's going to be removed. Still, there's the danger. The danger is here, right in the pit. RB does not get cleaned up.
Oh, this is ridiculous. What a reposition from RB.
And what is going on here? What is occurring? How does the kill get found? Sprays down, position known, and just backs away at the perfect timing. Turning them into mincemeats, re-swing. Don't let this get dangerous. Time ticking, which still afforded. Loud could play this one if they wanted to. At this point, as Aspas hunting for those kills, he knows the economy is getting stretched, but still it should be him saving the rifle. He's going to go down. When you see Loud, your opponents drop down to the weaker buys, you're thinking, okay, a bit of breathing room, but Loud have been able to make these half buys a bit more dangerous. Now we see an approach. It's an attempt to push away, and he sort of plays away from a main. Drone, what does it really see? Flash to try and as well hide information. Gets the tag though, and Aspas pushed up off of it. Tries to take the space back. Mako swinging wide. Top of pipes, a bit of spam, that'll do it. Kill found, and so the big pain point is going to be removed with Aspas falling. Buzz pure reactions. Flicker the wrist up into a common angle to just spam.
And that's great work. Stax is still 2 away. I'd like to see him hunt for this final kill, to be honest. His is the most important ult to get online for the next round. But even so, it's possible that with an ult orb and a plant, they'll have that still to play with.
Oh, the spam.
Almost.
Moving across. Great reactions from Buzz.
I think there might be a way that they can get into this round with a lockdown and then play Reckoning post-plan. But there is going to be a massive clash here on B.
Oh, Aspas, you've got to be joking. The balls to push up, make a play like that. He's tagged up, though. Updraft, there was a punish attempt by Buzz. And he used a ton of his own util just to maneuver his way around that one and potentially collect that kill. Still moves forwards, now dashes up. Watch for double up. RB moves around, blind, but to the angle, and he is fully blinded up. Swinging around, coverage is there. And it is just that hammer strike, one after another.
Much pressure to Loud. And instead they just ran into the moor.
And it has set Loud up. Map point for them. And the margin for error that is allowed for a team like DRX, no longer available. Lockdown going to be used up close though. This is punishable if they have util for it, but instead it's just going to be a pit.
I don't know how Les is going to stay in sight here. He's going to have to evacuate his pit. Is he just going to allow himself to get detained?
Yeah, apparently. Wants to keep it up. Obviously the Viper nerfs, meaning he has to maintain that. Dash has to be used. Disengaged by Buzz.
And no punish on Les.
No punish at all. It's backup remaining. Spam.
It's dangerous from Stax. If Stax falls here, they lose their big ult for the post plan.
Cove just barely keeps him alive, and here's the flank from Aspas. And what an answer. Shots landing. Warbank damage, and they are weak, missing the second one. Everyone falling low, but Buzz, he answers for it, but Loud, moments away now. It's a 3v2, and it's just over like that.
Attempted a reverse sweep was the closest. Compare that to Loud, the closest. Compare that to Loud, who've made 2 Brazilian super rosters work and have made 3 grand finals in the last 12 months. That's bonkers.
Success just feels baked into this Loud squad. And this map here is split. See if there's going to be that extension of play for DRX or a Loud. Going to be sailing relatively uncontested all the way to that grand finals.
And of course, I shouldn't call that 3rd grand finals appearance too early, but it feels like it's on the cards right now.
The way that Loud are playing certainly does. A bit of damage there. That's some loose play. It's not going to be pushed back, but this double duelist comp is so fast and loose and aggressive. Dropping down, though, there's containment. Flash not ready for RB, jumping, dodging, weaving. An attempt at a trade with Buzz. Well, he's going to meet his match at heaven. And it comes down to this, DRX.
Stax was hiding
these positions, and down to 2 years. Flash round the corner, completely blinded up, and so a pistol round claimed for D.
Against the Jet Rays takes a lot of effort. Taking the pistol is so important.
So DRX are going to start on that right foot. We even put that potential of a comeback into the air and make mention of it. Expectations obviously on the shoulders of both of these teams. Dog's going to get some good info. So Stax Spotting 3, I believe, with that one.
Yeah, that's huge. Because one of the things that Loud does is take control behind this Viper setup and then force you to peek into them.
Mako, potential to be overwhelmed. Flash deep. Gets the information, but contact play lurking up and strikes him down. But does he? No. Does Mako know about Sadak's positioning? Looks through. It's a reactive play. Stack's forced. Does bring him down with a spike at their feet. Pop flash as well clears some space for them. So just farming up a couple of these ult orbs now onto the DRX side and making it a rather clean and flawed.
This time, everybody on Loud behind it.
Yep, 5 grouped up. Orb to smoke the cross. Throw some uncertainty into the mix, but the Boombot leading forwards. Fragment nade drops down, spam inside of it, Aspas. You can't be getting away with that. And yet he does. Angle watched for, will there be a trade? Buzz just getting that one pressure in a bounds.
And RB's left in a 1v3. He'll take a duel early against Aspas here and lose it. Designed to hold onto A. The knife shutting down a lot of the supportive utility. Grabs a ton of info in this round as well. 4 players found.
Repositioned by Zest, not holding on top of Heaven, just lays down that fragment nade. But look, it's A ramp that's compromised. The job is going to be on Mako here. How does he play this one? Anti-flash drops down. Taking space once more. This nade is going to be causing all sorts of issues, and he chooses to back away. Snakebite, though, but a utility traded out, making sure that nobody could really capitalize off of that. Instead, the play is made towards the side. This is where the fight takes place. Zest has to be the man of the hour. Dodge, duck, weave around. Stacks assisting and helping him out. An absolute concrete hold here of the site.
Very nice hold. Very nice hold from DRX. But you're getting a glimpse into how dangerous Loud's comp can be here. It takes a lot of preparation and very fast reactions.
So, weaker weaponry. Loud have still been dangerous in the past when they've got just the Sheriffs. Pop flash play, smoke to meet them. Snakebite as well, that's laid down at the feet. Mako cannot see a bloody thing, but okay, once more Stacks there to bail him out. Bit of danger.
But Mako's there like a rock.
Yep, and it's just that constant trading, making sure that they relieve the pressure, making sure that one player backs away, there's someone else to step up. It's a point that we didn't really bring up too hard, but in these best of fives, it is a different element added. Your map pool is going to get pushed and pulled and tested.
Absolutely true.
In ways that it hasn't done before.
And Loud have been a team that relies on their attack side split. Because of the way that their composition works, they've been both his other teammates. He's become a very good site anchor, despite that not originally being his MO. He's going to get flashed in here, an aggressive play.
There's no way you can come out with any sort of kills, and indeed, Aspas does shut it down.
Just after I'm talking about how safe RB usually plays. Zest and RB cook up a play like that.
Throwing it into the mix. Seekers was used.
I think that makes sense as a mid-round informational play, but really early on, before you've got any idea that they could be in B main.
What's
and
the setup?
This opens the door for Sadak to double blast back in here with his ult.
Showstopper. Zest miles away from getting his knife back online to try and cancel this one. And there we go, Dog. Satchel right up into heaven, the rocket. Oh, it sings, but it doesn't quite land onto any sort of target. And now DRX make the play, they make the call. They want to try and contest this. They want to try and fight this. Sadak, well, his position's known. 41 health. With the most to do. First one found. Crowd roaring. Nade is really good, and no, my goodness.
As long as DRX can hold on. Maybe there's still hope for them yet.
So it could bode well.
Early knife, the 0 point used towards A, and the Loud players dodge it. Looking to try and take that space in a more slow manner, contacting forwards. And this is the kind of round where Sadak is going to just try to get a feel for, if we dodge their knife on A, What is their response? Do they try and re-clear it? Here you see the Trailblazer used from Stacks in Heaven. Second piece of informational utility used.
Oh my, and in the midst of all that, well, guess what? Spurs happy to claim it.
Way further forward than the DRX players were expecting.
Base and the kill. Flick locks on to the cranium. Stacks is going to be calling now from the back seat position, seeing what he can do for his team. See that Cosmic Divide, and Aspas is dealt with, playing so aggressive. Duck and Weed pushing back and forth. Mako just hunting for information. Spike still making his way, but dropped down. And that means Buzz. Let's rip this showstopper, but nobody else waiting for him. In fact, all the targets, Sadak creeping and crawling behind them.
I like this from Buzz, though.
Oh,
Question is, can Sadak do something just as good to rip this one open?
12 bullets left, that's Mako. Once more response, Satchel used to dissuade this one, pushing forwards, Mako! Listen.
That's going to put a bit of pressure onto it. Do they dodge the 0 point again? No. Aiming to break it, but it just doesn't quite work.
Can't quite see where it was placed. The Viper Wall in their face.
I mean, their own Viper Wall as well, right? So, bit of anti-synergy.
Dog spots some Zest. He's the casualty. There's a pull though, that's going to be used. Stacks, does he still want to take this fight? That's the question. Backs away. Seekers, a wide swing, repositions. Oh, Mako trying to as well help him out. The swing from Heaven, readjust though. Repurposeful, and my goodness. 3 kills for Stacks. Damage being done. Buzz dropped down in the middle of all of this chaos. And the spike out, wide, out in the open. It's Aspas looking to wide swing and take matters into his own hands, but the gravity of it all. It's up to 2 years, isn't it? 2 stars. Does he dare use them? Still out in the open, and there we go.
What a round.
Confidence in bounds from Buzz.
What a...
DRX looking so damn commanding in this map. 7-1, knocking Loud once more onto that weaker buy.
And the 2 newer players, the 2 rookies for Loud, they've only got 1 kill between them, I believe. And on Split, they normally have the vast majority of the trades. They're trading Aspas and Sadak, and that's how they get a lot of their kills.
Mako, timing! Oh, the crosshair placement. It's not good. Pays for that with his life, hands a rifle over as well.
But DRX have still been very stable, even in the 4v5s on Split. They just drop back.
Sadak, no, showstopper, that's a direct hit. Almost goes down to the full damage. 4-2 health, smoke still to dissipate as well, relieving this one. RB trying to anchor. A look at the positioning, is it going to be known? Tries to at least try and take the fight to them. Satchel weighs his way through. Sheriff's making this more than dangerous, but Stacks responds. Now he's the last player alive in that 1v2. Seekers though, knows where they are. Grouped up, wider swing, will we see it? No trade, Stacks left for it, and there just puts it.
Dance around smokes, to dance around the architecture of the map, and then flooding people in to try and help them is working perfectly to counter Loud. Yeah, break that 0 point. Not a chance. Zest gets the info. And by suppressing Cowanzine early on, he really delays this A ramp take. Cowanzine not able to use his Trailblazer, can't take that side of the map. It slows everything down from Loud.
Boombot used to clear mid, but there's the snake bite and the orb. It's an instant response. The dance between both of these teams using utility to offset one another.
But Zest has been punished. Out of every player on DRX, Zest has looked like the weak spot on Split.
There's no way he takes the fight.
And he goes down again.
That's the Split changes. That angle didn't exist before. And so first player to fall.
But look how quick this is. And Stacks nearly has a flashback online.
Just full reclearing it. I mean, the confidence to do this one.
And look how it's drifting all of the defenders back over towards B.
Yep.
Buzz is ready to help RB whenever he likes.
Mako as well, going to be rejoining the defense now.
But there are no stars left online. How does RB anchor without a smoke to play around?
Astral Form, nade at his feet. Trailblazer as well, and it's a flood retake, dropping down. Mako couldn't reset the aim. Repositions though. Oh, too many targets to pick from, and well, they all tumble down.
Viper's Pit. And Split works so that the defenders have map control to start with. Mako's should be difficult to get through. It looks like he's going to use it in mid with a judge. Or maybe he's just going to play the judge early on and commit his pit later.
Yeah, possibly waiting for the right time to use it. But just holds for now, and it's again Loud. This has been their game plan, pressuring towards A. Every time, God, that's good info. 2 players spotted.
It feels like their game plan is bully Zest.
He has been that weak link so far, trying to anchor down the back of the site. Hasn't quite found the right timings for him. Now that util though, drop down, Stars, dash forwards, dog into the back, Zest, yep, nowhere to run. Who can blame him? It's a waterfall move. DRX attempt to just flood back into that side and play fast to disrupt that take, and it's a punish.
And look what happens when the anchor isn't able to stay alive. When Zest falls, those players who are trying to flood in and help him, Loud can put the focus on the retakers, the rotators instead. You contrast that to the round where they're going towards B and RB stays alive for so long. Loud is still hunting for that anchor player, so they can't focus on the players in B Heaven or at CT that are flooding in. I would say Zest has got to adjust, but frankly, it's already late in the half. And I think DRX have done enough to be able to win here. Sure, another one on the board would be great. A nice
Brow.
Everyone's sweating in here, Brad.
Yeah. And so here we go. Pit now going to be utilized straight down into mid. Trailblazer though, double satchel. It's all the util. Every piece of the puzzle. Buzz has that showstopper. Landing in his face. It's chaos.
He's going for a direct hit.
Yep, no wasting any time. Look at this. Oh, maneuvers away and around. Stacks contains that bit. Zest, oh my goodness, lucky to get out alive, and still no one's looking for RB. Weaving his way around the pillar. Stays alive in this one. Less and 2 years. 2 smokes players with the most to do now. And it's cutting that noise. Spike though dropped up top. Fragment nade pushes it back. All on this one. Les moves forwards, picks up the spike. And still RB uncontested. And where will be that trade? Everything to do. What? You waded right into a sideline, Zest.
What is Zest doing?
You've turned it into a 1v1. And you might have just thrown this. Cosmic Divide now going to be used. Why not? Throw everything at it.
So
Last
difficult
round to use it. How does he win this spam down? It's just swaths and waves of that utility. Blocking the sightline, 30 seconds, contacting up, down, trying to clear it. He's got to know that RB is on that corner.
They're both worried that they could have pushed through spawn at this point. Surely
Spike
RB's got the clutch.
Yeah, he hears the timing for it. 2 years. Gambled incorrectly. That wave of disappointment, you could hear it in the cheers of the crowd as it died out. For DRX to be landing on this 9-3 half, the possibility of that reverse sweep, the possibility of them to be able to
Put it on the attack side. Because Loud's comp, I think, is designed for attacking, but it also is not reluctant to get up in your face.
What's the answer? Oh my goodness, that's a little bit awkward. Satchels. Buzz eating a ton of damage there. Nade dropped down, and it looks a bit awkward.
In the meantime, too, Aspas and Kalanzine, this is what I'm talking about with this comp. It's so happy to get active on defense.
Walking.
They're hoping that they were going back through sewers, but they definitely heard.
They heard us.
I mean, elephant foot stomps. But
So,
from DRX's point of view, how do you expect that?
In the meantime, Stax is the one who's also pushing up, getting himself into those favorable positions. And they take the timing. Walking, strutting to contact play, but this is where the backstab will really rain. Aspas spots one, holds it down, waits it out. First kill claimed, there's the second, and finally the third. Stax, so much to do, and just not.
Very bursty comp from DRX. It's not going to group up as 5 in A main and B main and explode. At least, I don't think it's playing to its strengths if they decide to do that. I would like to see them control mid, go for A Heaven, run some splits, run some fakes. Make use of the fact that Loud doesn't have a sentinel that can give them information on the map.
Orb collected though. That's DRX making the most of these eco rounds, making sure that they prioritize the ults for the next. Building up to their advantages. for Lauer to have any shot of trying to shut down this comeback, this new momentum that's behind DRX. Pistol round was a good start for it, but it's still an incredible uphill battle. And Aspas has not been pushed away once by this angle. Marshall in his hands is deadly, especially when there's no armor. Got to be careful. Running right into the sight line. Farming up to that Blade Storm. Got it online. And so, cute play.
From DRX.
So it has to be a clean round win for DRX. Don't let this bonus get out of hand. Got that full investment. You got the rifles. Boombot spots the one. Nade's going to be used, and
But Aspas is pushing.
yeah, Mako pushed all the way back. Aspas is pushing. Trailblazers use this. Good discipline. Tags him. Stunned up. Has to use the dash to get out of there.
Yeah, that's good. So from DRX's point of view, they've managed to take mid and push Aspas a little bit away from B main. They have given up the whole of A, though, as a result of that. And look at those Loud players in A Heaven. They're only looking at vents. They don't care at all. I mean, now they've just started to pay attention to A main again, because there's a timing where DRX could have re-cleared. Oh, a bungle from Stacks on the flash as well. Doesn't even threaten like they could be going back in this direction, but still, Loud, for some reason, going for the gamble stack on A.
Yeah, moving over. They seem to anticipate it. And
The
guess
wrong
what?
read.
It's a, yeah, incorrect gamble. Diligence there from DRX, making sure that they clear all the necessary angles just in case, but it's a free site that is afforded to them, so you're going to see that 5v5, the full retake. And Buzz, oh my goodness!
Good
Trade is
trade.
there.
Great trade by Zest. Exactly what his team needs. And using the Seekers to push forward a little.
Pushing them back, and so the danger removed as Aspas does fall there. Satchel play, flash. Connecting onto the back, but eventually going to be meeting them with that rifle fire, and it is Mako, Mr. Consistent. 2 years in Kawazine, close to the corner. Great positioning by Zest there. Lovely little off angle, making sure that there's not going to be any crumbs left up.
Really well played, very disciplined. One of the things, though, that I'm slightly concerned about with how DRX are playing their attack side, they're not creating much serious presence towards A. They're relying on this game on their defense side. And it all comes down to how aggressively they play the outsides, the extremities of the map.
And it's going to come down to this, isn't it? Gun round. An operator in the hands of Aspas. Deep Trailblazer. Spots the one, and guess what? Aspas, of course, he's taking that space. He knows where he is. And this is dangerous for Mako. Juggle peek, fires, dash enabled. Snakebite to try and force the angle up close. They're taking the fight right to him. Buzz bails him out. There is a trade. But did they anticipate this? Aspas still there. 2 years wide out in the open. That's going to be the response still. Dashing right down into the sight. Relieving most of that one. There was a pull. Great assistance. How do you salvage it if you're DRX?
Loud can see the spike. It's a smoke from RB. Pull back there. Making it look like they could have gone in, but the spike, again, is just wide out in the open. One little peek from less. And they know there's no threat.
30 seconds left.
Boombot spammed. Almost every angle watched for. It has to be this site. That's where it's going to be landing, and it comes down to this crossfire. Impossible to break. Lovely by RB to whip it around and somehow return the fire. The players are weak though. Sadak in the danger zone now. Smoke popped up, but time pressure mounting. 11 seconds. Tries to go for the wider swing, but Loud on the right foot now. At the end of the day, the pressure is still on DRX to be able to clinch the maps, the rounds that they should. That's a fast play. Satchel in the face and offsetting the weaknesses of the Stinger if there are many.
And this is where I was talking about earlier. RB plays very safe, very passive, but they've spotted Aspas, so now they've got to go for the crunch.
13 health, okay, that, yeah, I mean, listen, Not afforded too many chances there. Had to dash forwards because he could feel the players swarming him, approaching him from behind.
But this is so much better executed by DRX.
And they've afforded that operator.
Yeah, using the op. This round is gorgeous from DRX. The set play off the rip to set them up for the opening kill. The crunch on Aspas. Every part of this was lovely. RB even getting into a slightly more aggressive position in B main. If this is what they talked about during the timeout, and they continue running this kind of round, Loud are going to be under so much pressure.
Lesh just making sure to make it a bit more expensive, although I'm going to be doing too much, obviously, to them.
It was a half buy anyway.
Exactly. Wider play by Mako. It's consolation. Stack shuts it.
Look at how rough the force is from Loud.
That is rough.
Guardian, no armor judge from Sadak. I got to question why they're even bothering to buy. Why not go for the half?
Not wanting to play for that OT, it seems. Feeling like they have to buy up into this one. Maybe with the ults online, they can make the most of it. Look at this. Aspas, again. So much confidence to be able to push back Mako, even trying to pre-aimer it and look at the punish. I mean, maybe with a rifle, Buzz could have got something done there, but misses the shot.
I mean, Aspas was very fast on the reaction to dash out. I think he knew that was coming.
And grouping up into this crossfire.
It slows down DRX so much.
Cosmic Divide, though. Rips its way across. Now you're seeing it. The showstopper. Clearance! It's there. Rocket exchanged. And a life for a life.
I'll take that.
Into the site now. Still. Not really relenting, are they? It looks like Loud wanted to play this a bit more fast, but okay, watch down. Zest this time. His turn with the operator. Sadak has managed to approach his way into this corner, but not the greatest weapon for the job, and no armor to work with, or speak of. 87 health. It's looking like DRX reaching that map point. Critical for them.
I think Sadak probably wants to go for this, and the other two should save. Hello, though. 2Es with a pick.
Zest responds. Satchel playing to the back. How does Mako do that? 2Es right through the wall. Smoke drop down. Time running low, though. Anything to offset this, pull it back, has to tap it because of the pull. DRX should know that's enough utility used, enough time pressure bought that is going to land them there. The 12th round, map point for DRX.
Pointing performance here. You know, it would have been incredible to see Loud looking dominant heading into the finals. But I'm all aboard for a close semi. And for DRX to keep their hopes alive of making it to a grand final and having a chance to lift a trophy.
No time wasted with this one. Look at the space that's going to be taken. B main controller's theirs, and RB, he's got the stars in his hand, starting to lay this one down. Double satchel. 2Es timings it though, and the judge is there. Spam though, counterplay by the rifles, drops down, less needs to be dealt with. How does he claim 2? Inconceivable almost, but down to that 2v2, and the pressure's mounting. It's Aspas and Kawazin who have to do the most here. The weapons aren't too good for it. Seeker's committed. Dropping everything into this round. One down to the ground here. Star to split the site up. Is it going to be that crossfire? Zest! What is that? Taking a fight to them. Pop flash play. Leaves it up to RB. Can he perform the slam dunk? A tap. Baits out the pull. Still plenty of time, but one of the players has got to hold this, and the rifles are in the hands of the Loud players. It just looks impossible. It looks just impossible. And Aspas, sweating maybe, but listen, pulls it off.
Back into a decent position and face DRX on level footing.
Get it back in that manageable state, but again, similar tale to the first two maps in terms of there being no room for error for one side. On the opposing foot, and
wow.
Sadak, that is just spam. I
What
don't know what
a read.
Yeah, what is the cue off that? Not too sure, but it catches.
No idea. Counterplay on the other side of the map as Aspas and Kawazin take A away and make this a bit more comfortable. Having said that, they've got 3 players leaning on the A side. What is this clash?
Pushing forwards, Aspas wins the fight on 8 health.
But Stax has got to call a reactive push into B right now. He knows there's max 2 players there, and 2Es put under incredible pressure.
Indeed he has still. Will a headshot be available to him? Gets the one, Buzz good to trade it. Sight cracked open, wide, less. Back in position, into heaven. But now you're playing right into this Viper's pit. Still 3 players available. Full out, dropping down already. Saspas with the knives. Flash down, Kawazine buys time. Mako found, no more pit. Crossfire has to be good. Dropping, buzz for the ace. Will it be the finalization? Will he be the finisher? Les, so much to do. And just buying time with a showstopper. Putting it off the clock. RB, what a finish.
Edible on Fracture when we've seen it in the past. And the whole team was great at supporting him too. So I'm excited. I'm just hoping that it's practiced enough, because in the run-up to this tournament, they won't have been running this comp. They were playing with Foxy9, presumably. He was on the duelist. So maybe they have 10 days of getting back in touch with this comp.
An explosive beginning for Loud. Really separating Aspas from the rest of his team. Shorty, way up, flash play. A little bit behind his back, jiggling, and well, goodbye Aspas. Final boss dealt with.
Planted.
Plan will go down though, without too many problems still. Damage was taken, Sadak low. Going for this reflank, and positioning timing is absolutely critical. Zest,
Wow.
so unaware of it, but just can't quite get a sideline, the angle. Zest, right behind him.
Oh, and
Sadak
whiff.
doesn't kill him. Another fight to be taken though, stun through the choke point. All lining up there for the frenzy, and that's exactly where it thrives. Stun is good though. Jumping,
The
wiggling,
defuse.
but the defuse just goes off with no problems.
Very nice retake from DR. Their game plan on the defense side of Split too. Allow the duelists to do whatever they like, but crunch down on the rest of the players. No force buy from Loud, allowing DRX to pick up another pistol.
See if they can keep this one moving. Players are low, and the util set down onto the sides. Okay, Les. He's dealt with. Did make it that much more scrappy though. A bit more scary as well, so backing into the corner. Aftershock, it's going to be used here. Kawazine committing that plan, but he will fall.
Perfect timing from the grandfather of Breach.
So 2 years with the most to do. Sees round the back, one shot finds, but RB's there with a trade. And okay, listen, not the cleanest anti-eco in the world, but surviving with 2 of their players, and so far RB putting up a good performance. Any potential ult orbs, quite important when 2 years is one away, but attack side, it's quite easy to claim.
And push out of holes here, but it doesn't look too aggressive. Instead, the action is going to be over here.
Yeah. Rapid take now of all this space. Rolling Thunder pushes all the way through onto the side, and guess what? Nobody playing.
Look at the nanoswarm setups though, Brent. As
Yeah.
soon as this alarm bot gets found, and Mako's just got his ult off the back of that kill.
Beautiful kill onto left there. Plant wall still goes down, but yeah, just the wall and nanoswarms at the back, preventing anybody from taking up that space. Reclear.
I am so surprised that they allowed the plant to go down. Maybe they thought the plant had been disrupted by the nanoswarm setup.
Everybody wanted to refight this one. Orbital strike in the hands of Mako. Space taken. A couple of players falling quite low. Aftershock as well. Aspas off angle.
Wow.
No way! Buzz just revealing an elbow, but it's more than enough now. Sticking all the way through. Counter spam in action. Half on the defuse, and there is utility there. But already is enough damage done. Orbital strike trying to disrupt it. 2 years of it online. It's all up to RB. Taps it, trying to force the fight. 60 up, gets it. Does he have time? Does he have enough? It's half on the defuse, sticking it. Oh my God! But a swing in the economy. Instead, now it's your team that's been pushed onto the back foot, onto the weaker buy once more.
Same play again.
Yeah, Loud, not relenting, are they? So much util, faster play. RB forced to pull out the ultimate overdrive. Oh my goodness. Adjustment of the aim. It is chaos though. Inside the smokes. DRX hunting for any and all advantages. Mako does have the rifle, but it's got to be handed an easy kill. Spam down. Just trying to get out of there, it seems.
Sadak's plant gets his ult online. That's going to be used
Through with a showstopper, but it's Buzz that has to try and put a stop to this one.
Les, for the first time, is actually going to be pressured.
Started taken care of. Les goes down in the middle of all of this one. Sadak, though, pushing forwards. And the fuse run out there, not finding an easy target. And there we go. Lets it rip eventually. Straight into halls, but critically, Spike is going to go down. Planted.
I'm kind of confused why Mako isn't using his ult to try and create some pressure here. They're just letting Loud get into post plants for free.
Look down close though, maybe anticipating they're going to be fighting. Mako once more. This guy with a rifle in his hands. He's a menace. Lockdown's going to be destroyed. That bails out Aspas, but he's inside the cloudburst and they know it. He's dealt with down to 2 years. We've seen this rookie player really step up to the challenge, step up to the task time and time again, but that might be a little bit too much to ask of him in a 1v4.
And so DRX managed, he's not going to be able to escape on the rope either. Big ultimates to deny the plant. Rolling Thunder, Orbital Strike. And RB's hunting for less once again in halls.
Wall's going to get broken. Dash across there with a satchel, stunned up though, Zest. At top, is there going to be the common spam angle? Aspas taking damage and eventually will fall there. No one was able to get into the site.
Les is creeping his way through. Good timing. And the Prowler
Doesn't
nerfed.
spot him. Seems like Zest is aware though, it's a jiggle. He knows that didn't get a good clearance. And Loud waited out, bide the time.
Les just can't get value out of his ult. I mean, I think this is what Mako's saving it for, right? The Orbital Strike is their big counter to Les's lockdown. So, I think you're going to see that. Oh, what a shot from RB!
And this guy on the neon, just unleashed, isn't he? Flawless round for DRX.
A lot of players ready for it on the south side.
Yeah. How's it going to be the response from Loud? Aspas, Blade Storm, good flash.
Look how quickly they bail as soon as they realize the breach is there. Okay, it's not just Les this time. We don't want any part of it.
So backing all the way. Aspas, he's trying to get away with murder. Oh,
Mako's
he's
jiggling.
Crawling. They don't know his position. Mako, and yeah, so unaware of that. Rifle picked up. It's time. It's looking a bit dangerous.
This puts Sadak on the lurk, and he's got a great timing. I mean, they've got double lurk going on here. This retake could be too fast.
Rolling Thunder for Rolling Thunder, pushes them back in the cloudburst. There's no way Aspas gets one. But it was the kill, was traded. Sadak reflanking through, spray down by Zest. But still, it's all up to him. Spike planted, what can he do? Offset Kawazim, fantastic movement.
And Buzz is using an operator. That is unusual, but he might spot Aspas.
Yeah.
You just don't anticipate this.
Contact play. Well, head taken straight off.
Great idea from Buzz. He's gonna be in an uncomfortable spot if they actually close around him, but he might be good for a couple.
Yeah, especially if they keep contacting into this one.
What a shot!
Oh my goodness. There, Pixel handed to him there. I mean, just 0 to work with, yet still claims 2 kills. Now, we'll see what happens here. In tower, pushing forwards, and Flash gives the perfect timing, but still, the fact that he's hitting them, nevertheless, so impressive. Prowler in the smoke, lights it up. Sadak's lucky to get out alive. Got down to 16.
And Buzz repositions to try to hit another absurd shot.
And all is quiet in Sao Paulo.
And DRX not even having to use many ultimates to be able to get these rounds on the board. Buzz has just handed them that one out of incredibly skilled offing.
And you're exactly right, Josh. You just don't expect the operator to be picked up.
Now, not with this composition. The
Buzz
Neon
is good
doesn't
for
really
it, but
off.
yeah, the Neon's not going to be opping, so really no suitable targets.
And we didn't spot it there, but I've got to assume that Buzz probably has a shorty as well. Oh, a bit whiffy there from Tui's.
A round win for DRX.
Bullied map 1.
Yeah, just battered.
So here's another spot where RB's going to look to go aggressive towards tree, and you're going to get kind of like a cycling effect on the map as DRX push down here.
Yeah, but there's no time wasted yet still. Les tries to hold that one down. Okay, in exchange as well.
Wait, but Buzz went 1 for 1, and the
did.
rest of Loud come through. Do they know that Stax is here?
Pushing to the corner. Stax is gifted that one.
But this is chaos as
It
well.
is chaos.
Look at Aspas and Tui's.
Maneuvering, taking that space into their spawn. They got to know that the pinch was happening on the south side, so a call is made.
Zest uses his Nightfall to get information, and it's going to allow them to get a slightly earlier rotate. Does that help him take the duel against Aspas?
He's got to be careful with this one. No, can't win it out.
Weapon diff, though.
Exactly. The economy playing a crucial element in this one. Stacks just walking, strolling, a jaunt in the park is what it feels like.
Some of their players investing fully. It's really weird.
Still less holding on to that lockdown as well. Doesn't want to use it when Mako's alive because of the orbital strike, just waiting in his back pocket.
I guess they are going to be able to buy next round, so this is just a straight-up save for Loud.
Playing for it.
But yeah, that's a great point, Brent. We haven't really seen a big ultimate clash yet. It's just a game of chicken.
Listen, if your opponents are scared to use your ultimates just because you're holding one, take that as a win.
In some sense, the ultimate value that Mako is getting here.
Yeah, exactly. At some point, you just have to use it and bite the bullet that you're going to be losing it. Lots of players, though, clashing now through sand, over the strike, in a fault line, dash to the side. Reposition, RB stays alive, but into the cloud burst. Double up and play, and the guns are suited for it.
Wow!
RB can't hit the spray down, and, wow, just overwhelm.
There's the value of the double duelist finally rearing its head. Completely overwhelming. Everybody is weak, though. Or rather, I should say, Kawanzine and Sadak.
Doubled up, though. That's a high-low setup. Very...
Buzz picks up the operator again.
A much more passive angle from him that's being held. See him deep onto the side. Same one as before. And he's hoping that he'll be gifted again. Another contact push. Jump peek. Okay.
Dangerous.
Yeah, and Kawazine lucky to get away with just a haircut there.
Taking tunnel makes it look like this is going to end in a B split, although DRX can't know that. It's a little risky, though, because Loud never had any information towards the north side of the map. It's possible that RB could be right behind them in spawn.
Or grab, though. That's going to be given that rolling thunder. Double satchel play and a lockdown used as a response immediately. Up close, stunned up, though. Buzz, he can't do anything about that. Not with the operator in his hands. And what is going to be that response from DRX? Mako, trying to stay alive. He's aware that there is still that lockdown. Spam through. Plan goes down, and so does Stacks. There's the lockdown.
Mako finally gets to use his ult.
Finally gets to use it, and there we go. We'll take it out, but a fight being taken. One after another. Sadak, beautiful placement.
And it seemed primed to try and challenge B early. Does RB have enough support here to get through Sadak?
Fault line close and across. Does he hit a skip and a dodge there into tunnel? Feels unlikely because he's got his back wide open. He thought it was free. Thought it was available to them. Fantastic opening, and now the plan can start to go down, but a fast play. Dash forwards into the smoke out, and the open spike plan denied, still responding in kind. DRX shutting down that approach. And it's up to less. 1v3. Fully reloaded in the clip with the frenzy. Maybe he can do something still. Sight's going to be given to him, but Buzz with this reposition. Not quite planted for him. Turret now. Top of the spike, needs to try and bait out the positioning. It's good from Lesh, doesn't open himself wide too. The choke point takes the fight anyway, and Buzz will win it. There's the pistol round. And
Converted.
okay, deciding against it. I thought Aspas was just going to be egoing buying a Marshall there, but no. He sold it. And a comp from DRX, RB is going to be at the forefront of all of these push attempts. The spearhead honed to a deadly level. Part of that being his movement, being able to weave in and out. And as you mentioned as well, Josh, you know, there's no trips there. Les is playing the Killjoy. There's nothing to slow him down.
No, RB will be extremely comfortable playing against the Killjoy setups, I think. And it's slow and patient for DRX, wondering when the duelists are going to get aggressive. Very safe setup from Buzz here at the north side too. He's heard that ult.
Yeah, being picked up makes him aware.
And I think that this is going to give a ton of info and mean Sadak's under a massive pressure.
Good nade, does split up the rest of DRX, so RB pretty far ahead, but buying the time, and well, Buzz. Oh my DRX almost getting punished for that one. Oh, that's... Trigger discipline was there. After shock stun into the corner, gotta be backing out. Damage is definitely being done here. Molly at the feet.
It's a great molly.
Yeah, no one can push past this one, but Mako is taking a couple of stray shots, and damage is definitely being done still. Disrespecting it, moving forwards, flash play, dodging, juking, side to side. The guns are good just to make it a little bit more dangerous there, but 2 years doesn't quite pick up any of these weapons. This guy is currently making the most of his classic. Getting head after head. Arby puts an end to it though.
Whenever they like. Stax is building up to his ult again as well. It's a game plan that they have in almost every map. Just get Stax the ults.
Vital now though, Loud winning this one. Stun at the feet. Wow, okay, Arby. Doesn't even pick up the weapon. Instead, it's left down to Kawazine. Buzz still, he's worked his way into their spawn, and this is really just sowing that kind of chaos. The discord within the enemy ranks, and Loud silenced.
And I love this decision. Great pivot, deciding to go all the way over to B. Kawazine has been a danger on this map before. You do not want to give him a chance at the 1v2.
DRX are going to be so happy with this situation. The bonus round for them, they picked up a couple of rifles, and now it's flipped entirely. Kawazine, everything on him, seeing what he can do. Saw the turret being set up though, so he's got to know the Buzz is positioned there. That's a little bit awkward though. Eventually getting that turret down and waits it out, but his crossfire setup, look at this reposition. It's all on timing. That's what it all comes down to.
He knows that Buzz is somewhere in his spawn.
Yep.
But that doesn't make it any easier to deal with.
So just trying to clear it out. Horn across, lovely flick of the wrist. 3 in the round, but a tap on the spike. And this is ice cold from Zest. He doesn't overpeak it. Getting back on, the wider swing is impeccable. And Zest,
Perfect.
and that Horn is just immaculate. Reveals Aspas, pushes him back, another stun as well. Lands its way across, sees close, Zest will fall. You can't let this get any more out of hand if you are DRX. You've been handed a great opportunity to secure that 10th round. Plando going down, wall in their faces. Arby doesn't even seem to be aware of it. 2 players waiting for him, and he's put that ult online. Exchange one for another, back and forth. Aftershock as well in tower. Moves forwards though, Mako.
With his ult.
Trying to get out of there, and yeah, he's got it online. He can buy the time for it, but they've handed over the rifle still. Sadak and 2 years, they don't have them. Running backwards, tap at a spike. Over the strike just to make sure that nobody is on it, and Mako so damn diligent. That's watched for. Sadak taps it, spam into the smoke, not offered an easy angle, not offered an easy kill. Beautiful. That, just a mental game.
He was forced out of position last time when he was defending B.
It feels uncertain.
I just don't think he's going to get an opportunity. Look at the utility.
Yeah, that recon bolt is immaculate. Pushes him back, stunned up. Inside it! Oh,
Clearly I underestimated Aspas.
one way to shut it down, but goodness gracious me. DRX not letting anything get unsaid and undone. An immediate take there of Halls. 2 kills for Mako. He has been the difference maker. 2 years almost set up there for a bit of a collateral play. 2 for the price of 1, but no, traded. So it's that 3v2, and Aspas forced to retake with the op in a forward position. Lockdown's there though. This time nothing to break it. Out wide. There is a gap at the back of the site where players are not going to be caught by that lockdown, but the pressure's on less. He has to take this timing, but Util out in his hands, and
Right back where they were at the top of the world on Fracture. This team with their fast play and Na'Vi with their slow play, both looking insane.
Horn spotting. No bailout. Nana Swarm Stow, that's an adjustment. This time placing it at that connector, making sure that Arby can't get away with it.
Another fast flank coming up behind Mako.
But will Mako contain? It's all on that. And he's favored.
He's normally so good.
Rifle nade though, well, it's gonna push him away. Yeah, okay, Buzz.
Yeah, a Buzz just comes to help.
Yep, straight from tunnel.
It was a half-buy round from Loud, so they are kind of playing to get to OT, but it's gonna take them 6 rounds in a row to get there.
And that's DR.
Real. Every spot on this map, Mako owns it.
Just always seems to be the playmaker. And even when not as well, containing, safe hands from him to be able to finalize, close out rounds without too much danger.
Another great timing here from DRX, who have all the ults in the world to play with. Clearing dish. Do they commit to this? It could be a fake from RB. It could be real. They have their pick of the litter, controlling so much of the map. And now Loud prod back towards halls. They don't want to overstep themselves, though, because that's where Mako is. Feeding yourself into the Sharks more. They know exactly what that feels like.
Aspas with the knives. That's what they're worried about. Blade Storm. Nightfall. Scatters, lays waste. I don't think it tags onto anybody. Still, the Sun will catch onto this target. Aspas disrespects it. Stands his ground, eventually dashes back, but it is just going to be that 1-for-1 play. 2 years 4, still, reflank attempt. Mako, close. Stuns there, wants the refi positioning. Revealed, beautiful by Kawazine. Down to Zest. And cannot withstand that, not when the Blade Storm's in his face.
Finally, the flank finds value. But they need to win them and draw out ults from DRX at the same time.
Looks like a heavy fight. What are they waiting for? Fault line, push them back. RB taking all that space, right past the boom bot. Glides through. That's our 1-for-1, so contained. Kawazine will get that trade.
It takes some of the punch, some of the sting out from DRX's exec. The wall, for example. Mako might have to save his smokes just to do that. And the spike makes the Intrepid trip over the pit as the rest of DRX regroup around the bottom side. So this, to me, looks like they're going to try and go through sand. It doesn't require as many, smokes, angles being cut off. You don't have to be as explosive. And Loud are gambling on the other side.
That's where they've got the heavy presence. Kawazine just playing for that retake. Does have his Rolling Thunder, though. That can disrupt this plant. Call made by DRX to just contact. Smokes drop down, though. That's going to signal it. Fault line. Ready and waiting, held. There we go. It's an orbital strike into the fault line. And, 2 kills.
But an instant response. Buzz realizes he has a free lockdown and puts it around. This was the mind game that was happening in the first half. A different option being chosen for 2Es.
Still so hard for them, isn't it? Mako looks like he's playing a post-plant lineup there. Yep, Molly's going to be coming over.
And he has the ult too.
The onus is on Buzz to buy time here. He has to be the difference maker. 1 kill found, 2nd found. 2 years with the trade, and the orbital strike held. Molly's good for it. Mako holding, listening, waiting for that sound cue. And he knows it precisely, right in his head, and there you have it. Silence sweeps across the stadium, and Mako will not be...
Vibes back and forth to pull out in the final moments here to keep themselves alive and head into, again, this would be their 3rd grand final in the last 12 months, which is absurd with 2 different rosters. And I mean, you can already see that these are 2 different rosters.
Yeah.
They're playing weird compositions. They're not picking the same maps. Loud used to be absolutely the best team in the world on Ascent with their old roster.
Timing with the knife. Wall gives them a bit of a gap to play around, but it goes down, and, well, Buzz aware of it now. The space was taken. And how do you push back this onslaught? Buzz inside the cloud burst. Well, Aspas tried him, match him pound for pound, take the fight right to him, flash over the top. Stacks is bailing out his team. And it's Loud who are crumbling. The gamble being played with the composition. Pushed to the limits in map 5. It all began with a pistol round.
Since they invented it in May of last year. And now they're back to just playing the standard stuff. This is the most meta comp you could possibly come up with on this map.
Oh, the paranoia is good. Got to be careful of the counter-attack, though. Spam from Aspas was decent enough to drop Mako down to 32 health. No kill claim, though. Drone dodge for now.
And a bit of a battle happening in B main, actually, as these 2 Killjoys try to use the Viper wall against each other. So that's something to keep your eye on later on.
Yeah, control of that B main going to be so important with the way so far it's being played. Just cutting up the side in that manner. It's an unusual composition, unorthodox from Loud. And
yeah,
moments like this, Josh, listen, map 5, you get pushed to your limits. You've got untested players newly added to your team. It's moments like this where sometimes that gambit just crumbles beneath you.
Kawanzin's been on the big stage before, but never in a moment like this. And Tui's pretty much brand new to it. As Aspas was, as Les was the year prior. And pressure formed those players into absolute diamonds.
They had the whole year to get up to that point for 2022. This is a different tale. First major event of this 2023 VCT season, and it comes down to this. Weaker by Pistols, cannot withstand it. Mako denied the ace, but it matters not. Listen.
Unmarked territory here. The DRX on a bonus buy. Spectres across the board. As Loud take A main.
Mako TP'd into Wine. Angles watched for.
He was here before.
Yep. He's doing the same play twice in a row. Paranoia. Being held. Off angle play. Aspas contacting. Knows he's there. No way does Mako get away with that. Paranoia. TP smoked across. Sadak making the most of it.
Good
running
punish.
and gunning.
And Sadak investing the same Viper Wall in all of these rounds. You can see the response that it's had from Zest. He's trying to get information over there. Everybody from Loud, though, grouped up, ready to go for an A-site hit. But without the Jet, how do they actually get in?
How do they get in?
Does Tui's go for some kind of TP play?
Turret destroyed. Dog going to be used. Trailblazer trying to carve that path. Fragment nade is good for it. Knife as well, no abilities. Time being bled off the clock. 40 seconds. What is the play to be made? Well, rifles in their hands. Nice dodge of the flash. The call is made to just barrel through and take the space. Brute force.
The gun really making the difference there in terms of those duels. I think the DRX players would have been good for a couple had they had rifles in their hands. But that's the way that this round 3 plays out.
Shots are landing there, but okay, crosshair placement slightly off. Dashing into the cloud burst.
A glimmer there of Old Loud on the A hit. Mako fakes the teleport into Wine this time.
That's that conditioning. If anybody's close, they want them to think that he's there. This dart tagging up Kawazin. Actually broken. Drone. Zest now clearing some space into mid. Another tag. Kawazin, you got to respect that one. So leaps away.
And what a smart turret position here, actually, from RB. It's going to be able to get a bit of information behind the Viper Wall and towards mid. So it lets them stack 3 players from the defense on the A side. They don't have to be worried about the Viper.
Making the most of this one, though. Smoke dropped down and the fragment nade. They thought there was going to be a bit more oomph behind that push. Loud happy to wait it out. Setting themselves up now for a bit of potential attempt here at the split. Sadak just holding this space. Dodging, juking. Smoke drop down at the feet of Buzz. Has to respect it now with a snake bite there. Moving forwards. Trailblazer dash forwards, though. Aspas is the man to watch here. Gain positioning into Jenny, and he opens it up. What is the response? Any sort of answer? The answer is no.
These 8 site hits are still looking immaculate. It's the same strength that the former Loud squad had, but the way that they hold for each other getting into the site is perfect.
Could still get dangerous, though. The 2v3, door broken. Enough done. Dart now online. Goes across, and he tags!
What is this tech?
That? I don't even know if they revealed, but it's left it down to the 1v1. Zest drops down. Silence enters the arena, and Kawazin claims the kill.
And they're newer players in terms of the teamwork and the clutch ability. DRX's attack side really let them down earlier on in this tournament. It was with a different composition, but they lost to BBL. That's not the kind of team. Team that DRX should really be losing a scent to based on their prior record, but they just couldn't get it. And that means DRX, the pressure is on this half.
Yep. Definitely is, but with the weapon difference here, it should be easy pickings. Indeed it is. Wider swing of stacks. Uproar from the crowds. Silence for about a moment. Timeout was taken just for this. Buzz has that operator. Could be part of it. Close knife. Dart over the top. Very passive from Loud. I think they're scared of a potential tiles push, but look at this drone now. Buzz happy to take the aggressive angle.
No way! The spray control, so good from Les. That's the third or fourth bullet that connects with the head of Buzz.
And a call is made as the Viper War goes up. Guys, let's take some of this space back. Great opening pick. Moving their way across. Smoke drop down at their feet though. It's going to be putting a stop to this, but still the Viper War lets them get in. Updraft, up and around, Stacks. Will he be the difference maker? TP into the back of the site. Reinforcements have arrived in the form of Mako being there, but
They're leaving.
They're leaving. It's a cancel.
And this now puts everything in the hands of RB. He's the sole player on A. Looked like he wanted to cut them off at catwalk, but instead just playing around his nanoswarms. No smoke on the side to play around. Where's that from Mako?
The entire team is just funneled right now from Loud all the way into the site, straight through. Paranoia. RB not caught by it. Off to the side. Spray. The right click misses. Lustbuster's not come up with the goods. Viper's Pit, though, might do some damage to it. Stun caught. This should be a kill, surely. Pushing forwards.
So much damage, though.
Yep, Kawazine not going out unscathed. Dart. So a bounce there into hell. Broken. See Zest is hunting for it.
Wow.
Aware of that. Les being caught with just a bit of a punish play, but no attempt.
Nobody else looking like they want to go for the retake. Kawazine on 1 HP, a 3v3, and DRX save. They don't want any piece of... And the drone are expended to set him up with the operator, and yet he still died first.
Say main control. Just that snake bite that just adds so much difficulty if DRX even try and disrespect it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, you just have to give Loud A main every time. And that's why I think Mako just needs to keep A main perma-smoked.
Jumping from RB, spots 3 heads. Smoke laid down and a nano swarm pop, so pushes them back for now.
And this cancels the hit into A, and now maybe Les. Oh, they're going for the re-hit perhaps. Les has a lockdown. They could fake like they're going somewhere else on the map, maybe even ult in mid and clear tree. They could do something really unusual here.
It's the Viper War going up. Obfuscates where they might be going. And that's watched for Les. He could have been that extra element, the backstab into this one. Now, let's look at these anchoring players, RB. It's a deafening across onto the site as every single player of Loud will fall.
Idea of whether Loud's composition is going to trend attack or defense-sided. Buzz creeps into an advanced position here.
Push deep. He's got the backup of Zest. Flash over the top, and a recon. Broken though, doesn't reveal anything. Yeah, it's a lockdown used. Looks like trying to fake into that A pivot. Forces out the Hunter's Fury. Is it too high? Looks like it's directly on target, so remove 4, and Buzz, it's watched for. Really diligent from Kawazine. Easy collection there.
But now you have to get through Mako. An absolute rock, the foundation of the team in the last 2 maps.
Trailblazer's good though. Stunned up, I believe, onto Mako. What does he want to do? Still holding on to the Paranoia, smoked off. Now using the Seekers to try and push their way through. Heaven still being held, and they cancel out that ult. Re-clear. Les, oh my goodness. It's getting tenuous.
Les really wants to get into an advanced position here so he can fight the lockdown.
And he finds the right angle.
Picks off Zest. Does RB even choose to go for it? 3v5 and DRX is saving again.
Backing away. They have money to buy. They could have gone for it if they wanted to, but
I'm surprised. At some point here, you're giving up too many rounds. And remember that they're so many times they've been close. And it feels like this. They've surely never been closer.
Viper Orb in mid is so good. Pushing back any deep pressure. Drones there. Wow, cowers in. Watches it. Buzz as the first death yet again.
He just can't find value against this. Loud know exactly where he's going to be, and that is massive value coming out from the Viper Orb, right? It can stay up for so long. He doesn't feel comfortable pushing through it necessarily because you take so much damage. Very difficult for Buzz to play around this when Loud are so slow and diligent at the beginnings.
Trailblazer. Nano swarm up close, cancels it actually.
Nice.
Pretty nice play indeed. Snakebite into the back. Lockdown going to be used. RB just can't quite evacuate Zesto. Weaving in and out. He does get one for his efforts, but eventually dealt with. And there's a lockdown, making sure we get a little bit too dicey still.
It's a nice 0 point, clearing out B main. I think Stax and Mako should have a decent idea that everybody's on site or playing a very deep position. But at some point here, you just gotta go for it. Yeah. 2v3. This one is not the round to save.
All players on the side. Flash, rebound, up top. Paranoia as well. Player close. Crossfire's good. In fact, it's excellent.
What a retake from DRX. That bounce flash come. Timeout. We still just ended up in a fairly even situation. Stax drifting over to A, uses the fragment grenade early though to try and establish a main presence.
Very early.
But surely they can't hold on to this. It's just to get Buzz set up with the operator.
I mean, surely he doesn't get away with this. Oh, contact peak, dash, disengaged. Snakebite at his feet, vulnerable, but just one more tick of damage might have done it.
Paranoia used as well though, and Mako forced to smoke up.
Pushes him back, spam down onto the Trailblazer. Sadak, you're lucky. He does survive in the midst of all of this, unless is that backstab. Extra layer as he puts that pressure down. There was a no command popped off though. And so to see if they can get a resurrection there onto Stax, smoked off. Mako wants to take the risk while the rotation is happening. There was no punish.
And this looks like it's going to be another A split. Mako has used one of his smokes here on Catwalk. So Sadak's going to have an opportunity to support the rest of his team. Mako's just got to go huge.
I mean,
and this smoke, it's not going to last forever.
Smoke's going to fade away in but a moment. Stax jump peeking just in case they pushed. Kill found. Does not claim the second. The trade online for 2 years, but Buzz still back at the site. Knows that they're going to be coming and misses the shot. Unconventional. Sadak returns. Snap though. Wrist locked on and players are weak. The time, the pressure is mounting. Just down to less. Afforded an easy plant. Shock darts going wide. Maybe a bit of a blunder there by Zest. Pop flash Play-Doh fully blinded and Stax not willing to give any opportunity. Feels like DRX haven't quite earned enough rounds to bail themselves out just yet. They're still in that danger zone when the sides end up swapping. This time it's Mako with an attempt into mid. Deep push. Different angle. And look at that, holding for the common dart position just to pre-fire it. Stax. Just a cat there, Mako backs away.
That's crazy. They were going for a mid-crunch off Mako's Paranoia, and Stax was supposed to be trying to contest them from Cat. He just got blown up. And now Mako's got no utility. Smoke will come back online shortly, but drone forced to be used as well. Louder set up for another great A split.
No one to offset this one, is it? Trailblazer. Aspas not making any noise, but the alarm bot now is going to be notifying them. DRX are aware there was a player pushed up behind that one. Looks like Laudo trying to fake like it could have been just a bit of presence. Dash still online. Turret broken. It's now going to be the time to strike. Angle blocked off. Cloudburst going to be fading though, and a resmoke as well so that they can cross. And Mako, will he be the player to watch? Will he be the difference maker? Snake bite! Oh my God! And he holds it down in the smoke. Pressure at his back. Les will respond in kind. RB, wide swing, the players contain.
The spike is on the other side of the door.
No way.
They've got to go and break it.
Have to break it, and they have retrieved it. What can Buzz do? Rifle, drops down, stops the blood, can't claim the kill.
Can DRX make it 6-6? give us a half with the same level of parity as Fracture and give themselves a chance heading in. At the moment, it feels like everything is with Loud.
Managed to recover. Thrown slightly off with their footing, at least in map 3, map 4. Drone from Zest, spots a lot of players. Now to Killjoy, lockdown. There's nothing to offset this one. There's no Hunter's Fury. Zest looks like he's trying to break it with shock darts. He might get punished here. He's trying to evacuate out, and it didn't break that lockdown. Still doesn't get detained. Has to be the full retake. Sada going to be planting. Oh no, not quite actually. Potential misplay. They could have had the Viper's Pit online. Instead, DRX not wasting any time. Moving forwards, B-main. Watch for, a little bit too late. Buzz doesn't recognize the threat that was coming his way in 2 years. A very smart reposition. Has to be the committal. Flash. Push them back, Sadak. Lines it up. Tumbling, falling, this way, that way. It's Loud on top. Marco, unable to stand up to it.
20 maps played all time. They do not lose. The former roster, that is, they did not lose on Ascent defense. Is the same going to be true of this squad? Fast push out for Aspas, who's struggling at the moment to be able to generate kills, but his team's got his back anyway.
I'll be close. Spam play, one-way smoke behind him. Where's the swing? Where's the attempt? He just waits it. It's a call to be made. DRX are very fast with this. With that many players, they know that it's going to be an accessible A site still, that util. Placed down, Nana Swarms on the one side of Jenny. Stax is in trouble, and it does offset that plan. Crucial time being bought. Loud, 5v5 now in the retake, and they're starting to swarm all the way in. Opening kill found, jumping right clicks, and it's DRX who just cannot withstand it. The tempo that's been brought to them. Tap of the spike, Viper blocks it.
Wow, what is that?
Denied, smoke, dissipates. Reset of the aim, RB. He's buying time right now, and he just can't get the kill. 10 out for Mako. Needs another miracle. And a miracle will not be it. Despite making it close, it's Loud to take that pistol. And it does Josh feel like momentum.
Or perhaps they've got some more to give. Let's take a look.
Disrespect shown.
Sadak's
punished.
going to be controlling this area of the map with those snake bites very often. It's going to bleed a ton of time off the rounds. You can, of course, go across and over them, as Buzz has just done, but it means you're dropping from a height and not favored in any gunfight that might happen. And looking through the eyes of Aspas here, Brent, he's 4-11 right now, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, over the last 2 maps, across Fracture and now Ascent. Across Fracture and Ascent, he's currently 13 and 27, I think it is. But the rest of Loud has stepped up. It is not Aspas carrying the team anymore, like it felt like on the first 3 maps. Insane. Bad weaponry, though, for Loud on the bonus. DRX have got to stop this one. At the very least, if they have a chance here of pushing some attacking rounds through, they've got to be able to convert when they have an advantage like this.
Needs to happen here. The advantage is on their side. It's around it they should be converting. Dire circumstances. They're unable to grab this one. Aspas pushed away. He was forced to try and receive that heal as well, so he's going to be brought back up to 94 health. The layers of this utility, Loud are just able to really control most areas of the map. Smoke gets dropped, snakebite inside of it. Jiggle peek now, though, regrouping up, and, well, 2 years, he misses the timing.
A flash into middle from Kawanzine. Doesn't see anything. And Loud are going for a gamble over towards A. It's correct.
Smoke drop, Paranoia, that's ripped its way across, and so Sadak does have to back away, but he's still alive inside this smoke. Eventually, though, spammed out. Shots rattled, one after another. Loud are making this dangerous. Bulldog now. Upgrading a weaponry for Aspas. What can he do? Reset there, just not quite. Can't manage the spray transfer, can't quite wrangle control. So the 1v3. Les would love to make the most of this one. Drop down to 6 health, beautiful kill. But it's just nigh impossible. We'll try to make
unbeatable, essentially, on this half of the map. And a lot of it down to how he plays.
Close to the corner. Bit of spam, drone over the top. Aspa's still not cleared out of this corner, by the way. But space in mid is going to be gained. Aspa's trying to get on the high ground approach. He's missed his chance, though, because guess what? DRX barreling through. No time wasted. Sad hack. Good paranoia is ever so slightly delayed, though. It does return the fire, and it returns the kill.
Really good trades by DRX here. They've pushed everybody from Loud out of the site. The question is, can they reposition into good post-plant spots?
The emphasis is going to be on Mako. Holding down in B main, smoked off now. What kind of timing can he take here? Needs an indicator from his team. Spam just chooses it. Sees the alarm bot drop down, doing some damage. Deeper smoke now, pushing forwards, but it's held. Covers in claims. Paranoia rips its way through, and it's all up to Stacks. The Lavid spray down, dropping down still. Planted, Tapovic.
What a
Knows
great
it's
smoke.
not there, 58 health, has to do so much. Repositions, back forth! A replay, but who knows, it doesn't matter.
But
the way he weaved in and out.
It just ended up being perfect for him because he could see every time the tap was a fake. Not intentional, but that's partly due to the great plant spot that they found.
That round should have been finished. Oh my goodness.
But this one is gonna get dangerous. A lot of ults here for Loud to convert a 5v4 despite the fact that they have sheriffs. And sometimes the utility can be way more dangerous than a rifle. And Aspas is gonna have one of those anyway.
Trailblazer was broken though, so he feels like, well, maybe he can't quite pick up that rifle.
He could smoke this and probably get over to it, especially if he burnt his dash. I think the question is just whether or not he wants to take the gamble, take the risk.
Such a narrow margin for error. The off angle. Seeker sees it and it obfuscates his view. Can't see a damn thing when those are in his face. He will fall. And onto the back of the site. Dart's going to be making sure of that one. So the dash engage gets him that space. Spike needs to get planted. Stacks even letting rip with his own command, spreading through them, making sure that there's not going to be any chance of letting this one get out of hand.
Mako in his classic position, playing P main. So difficult to root out of that spot, but Kawanzin was looking for it last time.
The timing for it is going to be so important. Good smoke. Splits that one up. Buzz was handed an easy angle. Once more found the head. Ow! Are you grabbing that one? Turret broken though. But a spam still. 2 players left standing and 0
from the former roster.
A setup play from DRX. Looking to the sky.
You should run.
Cancelling the approach though. Opting for the lockdown. It's going to move close. Louder not obviously running any of the usual counters that lockdown, so it's going to be buying them some space, but all the players ready and waiting up there in heaven. Aspas dash forwards off to the side. Lovely util. Nanoswarm pushes him back, but common angle. Flash play! Just trying to survive inside the smoke. Blade whizzes past his head, but they haven't dealt with Aspas. Moving forward, no way! Stunned up. The dog in his face. Zest has to use his Hunter's Fury now to respond. Take out the lockdown. Will Mako survive? Tries to counter spam, but can't quite do it. And this retake has more than legs. It looks just far too strong. Arby and Zest. Lone players holding down to just Zest. Half on the defuse already.
And then you worry about the people afterwards, holding, baiting their teammates.
And you can feel it. Former champions of 2022 with a couple of changes. But they've got their eyes set on that prize, that grand finals appearance.
DRX and Loud were doing a bit of content together recently, just during the break, during the last 10 days. And DRX had a fun little, Twitter video where they went and stole the trophy. All funny. Loud responded with, yeah, don't worry, we'll just win another one this year. I mean, the quality of this squad, by the look of it, they might be aiming for multiple.
To really try and set up a dynasty. Before we get ahead of ourselves here, it's on Buzz. Updraft play. Nanoswarm down less. Oh, it's so awkward, and the knives go wide. Uproar in the... Full investment with the money. 8-11. Loud with 2 opportunities. Try and get all the way.
It's a good 0 point, suppresses Aspas, but he's still going for the peak. This guy's confidence is unmatched.
Dodges the drone. Dog going to be used as well. Up drive, tags him. Has to use the dash.
Mako has still fallen though. Loud put some pressure into Gelato, and Mako wasn't in a great spot to be able to hold on. He goes down. That seeds the whole half of the map there. What is Kawanzin up to? He
Does not care, man. He does not care. He had to readjust his aim. And it's just shambolic for DRX. Left to desperation, contact plays through mid. Seeker's gonna be meeting them pound for pound. The re-peak is there, the damage is done. And Bounce falls to his knees. This, the money for DRX, it's desperation. If they're able to convert this and at least bring it back, I don't know what to say. It looks primed and ready for Loud to send the uncrowned Kings all the way back to their region.
And with how aggressively Loud have been playing, it could all be over in a flash. DRX are in.
Flash forward, Smokes to drop it, but it's going to be util used in kind. Still Les is alive and waiting at the back of the site. No one dealing with him. Dodging this one, the reposition, RB. He finds it. Mako with another 3v3, but the weapons are still not good. And it's all on the line for Loud. One opening is all it takes. Aspas and RB is just tearing heads off. 2v2 stacks, letting loose, drop to his knees. No command does nothing, and the lockdown broken. Reposition is not there.